Hello everyone, welcome back to WeXpats TV. I'm your host Rebecca, and today we are going to talk about some of the governmental scholarships for you guys who are looking into study abroad in Japan. So there are majorly three scholarships that we are going to talk about today, which is the Japanese government scholarship MEXT. Second one is Japan Student Services Organization JASSO scholarships, and the third one will be the scholarship from local governments and local international associations. So without further ado, let's get it started. So first one, we are going to talk about the MEXT scholarship. What does MEXT means? So MEXT is the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology of the Japanese government. So we actually talk about it all the time because MEXT is a very majorly used scholarship for students who want to study abroad in Japan. This is also the governmental, the most paid scholarship, I would say, the governmental one. So it is actually the hardest to get as well if you compare to the other ones. But since it is a governmental scholarship, so it actually pays the best. And how do we say that? It's because the regular scholarship of MEXT for undergrad student actually pays 11,700 yen, which is 117k yen, Japanese dollar, per month. So it's actually a pretty good deal for students who want to study abroad in Japan, and for undergrad students that it's actually plenty for you. And since students study abroad in Japan, the international students in Japan can also work part-time for 20 hours a week. So that's actually plenty for you if you want to study abroad in Japan without if your family isn't that well off or anything. So we would definitely recommend the MEXT scholarship as well. But it's actually very hard to get because other than the interview, you also have tests and also a lot of process to going through, and you also have to apply through the local embassy of your country, your nation. So that would be a little bit harder than the other private scholarship in that sense. But other than that, for the undergrad students, we also have a program with MEXT that's actually for the for research students, and that was for if you're wanting to get your master's degree or your doctorate degree, and you can also apply for MEXT as well. And other than the research students and also undergrad, you can also apply for MEXT if you're a teacher training student, specialized training college students, and also if you're a Japanese study student, which means that you want to learn Japanese while you're here in Japan. So there are a lot of different categories for MEXT as well. It's just a little bit harder than other ones, and many of my friends or some of my colleagues, they actually get rejected at the final round of MEXT. So it is a little bit harder than other scholarships, but you get paid plenty a month. And also if you have your MEXT scholarship with you, it actually means that you have a better chance to get a job in Japan as well. So another extra information for MEXT scholarship is that other than applying through your local embassy, you can also apply through your Japanese university. So if you already get an offer from any Japanese university in Japan, you can also apply through the International Student Office through your college as well. And other than that, recruiting and arrival in Japan schedule of MEXT will be April and most likely December as well. So for the embassy recommendation and the university recommendation, that will be a different schedule, so you have to check out on the website as well. And for the local embassy recommendation, it is they have a screening and also interview and then a written test and the other multiple documents that you have to apply as well. And then other than MEXT, we have another one, which is JASSO. What is JASSO? So JASSO is the Japan Association of Students, and that is actually JASSO is not only an organization for international students, it's also an organization for university students in Japan as well. And that's kind of like let's say, so for JASSO, since it is more they pay a little less than MEXT per month, they take more applicants than MEXT in that sense. So it's a little bit easier than MEXT to be applied, and the qualifications do not include any age limit, unlike MEXT, and also is for designated Japanese schools to attend or designated course to major in Japan. So for the academic level for JASSO, it's the same as MEXT. You can be a graduate school student, research student, undergrad, junior college, College of Technology student, specialized training college, preparatory Japanese language course, which is Nihongo Gakko Japanese school, and also some other university preparatory course in Japan as well. And then for JASSO, it's usually monthly paid as 48k yen, Japanese dollar, per month. So you can compare, if you compare the JASSO amount and the MEXT amount, you can tell that it's actually a little bit less than MEXT, so it's a bit easier than MEXT to be applied. And also for the payment period, JASSO JASSO is a year, and for MEXT scholarship, it's usually 4 years to 6 years, depends on which program you use. For regular undergrad students, usually 4 years, and if you're a Japanese school student, that will be a year. And then for graduate students, usually 2 to 3 years in that sense. But for JASSO, no matter you're a research student or if you're a graduate student or undergrad or for like Japanese school, it's always a year. So if you need more money to be paid with your scholarship, we'll definitely recommend you guys to take on the MEXT scholarship application in that sense. And also, other than that, for this JASSO and MEXT scholarship, you have to get your JLPT N3 before apply to any of these. And then other than the Japanese school program in that sense. So before that, we would definitely recommend you guys, under this pandemic, definitely get your JLPT first and then apply to the scholarship. And then for the JASSO scholarship, there's another one that's not only the one with the amount of 48K, there's another one pays a little bit more, which is 80K per month, and that is Student Exchange Support Program from JASSO. And then that's actually for scholarship for short-term study in Japan. So that is not for the ones that if you want to study for like 4 years university, and if you want to study for a year, we would definitely recommend you guys to use this scholarship for short-term study in Japan, because they paid 80K Japanese yen per month. And then these are the ones usually for Japanese school students, or if you want to have an exchange program with your school and then you need that extra amount of money to pay for your life expense in Japan, we will definitely recommend the second category from JASSO. And that is also the duration of this support program would be 8 days to 12 months, so it's very similar with the other one as well. And then the whole process of the JASSO scholarship, the first one for the privately financed international students, the ones for 4-year university, you will actually apply through school. So you're not applying by yourself, you're applying through the school that you already been accepted, and then they will apply for you, and you just have to prepare all the documents and then the application. And then because JASSO is usually for the students who are studying for university in Japan, so you get to be paid a little bit extra if you get a really good score on the Japanese study abroad test in that sense. So we would definitely recommend you guys to get that as well. And the other one, the ones for a short-term exchange program, also get applied with your school as well, not by yourself. So just take a look at the JASSO and MEXT website and pick the one that match your needs and also match your financial needs in that way. That would be great. Alright, and the third one will be the ones from local governments and local international associations. These are also public scholarships, but there are a lot of different ones in that category. So we will provide the link to the JASSO website right here in the description, and for you guys, you can take a look by yourself. And for these local governments, it's usually outside Tokyo. So if you're a person doesn't really need to be in Tokyo, or you think that it's better for you to practice Japanese in a more local environment or a more I wouldn't say countryside, but not like Tokyo or Osaka, we would recommend you guys to use a local government scholarship, because you have less competence as well. So you don't have that many competitors in that sense. It's easier for you to get a scholarship in as well, and then you get to experience the local culture of different local prefectures in Japan as well. So we would definitely recommend you guys to do that as well. And then for that sense, we do have some, other than the really countryside, we have some local governments from, let's say, Kanagawa, Saitama, and Chiba. So it's actually all around Tokyo, but you get to pay a lower rent if you live there as well. So if you're actually looking into something, you really need a very financially affordable plan for your study abroad in Japan, we would definitely recommend you guys to use a local government scholarship as well. Alright, at the last part of this video, we would just want you guys to know that all these scholarships are available for you guys, and there are a lot of plans for people. Even if your family is not well off, you have a lot of chances to come to Japan and study abroad in Japan as well. It's the only thing is that if you actually get accepted by the MEXT scholarship, you cannot apply to other scholarship in that sense, because they pay pretty well. So do compare all these programs with your needs, and also to think about that you can also work part-time as an English teacher or whatsoever. And then in our previous video of what should do in while study abroad in Japan, we talk about that finding a part-time job is actually a pretty good way to learn Japanese and also get to know Japanese people. So we would definitely recommend you guys to look into that video down below as well. And if you like our video today, don't forget to thumbs up and also subscribe our channel for more information on study abroad in Japan. Alright, and thank you guys for watching today. See you guys in the next video. Bye!